What up, Houston Texans fans, CJ fans, football fans?
Coleridge Bernard Stroud the fourth fans.
I mean, that's his government name,
Yeah,
and get used to it. But CJ, the
I
man,
hope
the
not.
myth,
I'd rather just say CJ.
that. I mean, CJ, we've done a lot of Houston videos, especially us Bayou City boys, from beginning draft to now. We've been blessed to watch every game of him play pretty much. And he deserves a video. He deserves major flowers. We've given him pretty much flowers all every week, but
Shit, we didn't give it to him. He earned them.
yeah,
you.
He did his
And I
thing.
know he earned them because Deshaun Watson was hating on that motherfucker right to his face after the game.
it's like your ex whenever you're doing better in life. And
Yep.
like in Houston, we're doing better. We're doing a lot better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way
Um,
better.
Field
Yeah,
Yates
we
put
actually
out,
won that playoff game.
yeah. Field Yates put out some stuff of just what CJ Stroud has done in his rookie year, which of course we all knew national media was going to be all over CJ. And they were talking about how amazing it is. But one of the things was the first rookie to ever lead the NFL in passing yards per game, CJ Stroud.
Word.
One of three quarterbacks ever to lead the NFL in passing yards per game and touchdown to interception ratio in the same season, joining, of course, Tom Brady and Joe Montana.
See, that's the one
Uh,
that matters to me. The touchdown to interception ratio. Like the yards and
Yep.
shit don't matter to me because we couldn't run the ball half the time.
yeah.
And this era of football, you just pass a lot more. So, like that has to go with the asterisk. But like the touchdown to interception, that just results back to quarterback decision making.
I mean, and looking at like how he passes the ball, it's in these tight little pockets. And like everybody today was talking about it, like this guy looks like a 10-year veteran out there right now. The passes he's doing, the way that he's just no lights big enough. And we said it in the beginning. We were like, we went all the way back and looked at that Georgia game. And we were like, oh, okay,
Well, that's the
yeah,
thing.
we're
That's
on.
hilarious you mentioned that because I was thinking earlier. I was like, either one or two things is happening here. Either CJ's way better than people realize, like he's really like upper echelon, top of the league kind of quarterback, or he broke the mold of scouting because everything else said he couldn't do, he does it well.
What do you get? He got an 18 on the test, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, he
18%.
doesn't make bad throws, which means he doesn't make bad decisions.
Yeah.
They
And
said he
he's
couldn't run, but I've seen him run to bail us out numerous times.
and he's
That's
what
why I
you
say he
want.
broke the mold of scouting. I think.
Because at first everybody was saying Brock Purdy broke the mold because he got the high score, and oh, he's Mr. Irrelevant. But then a beautiful thing, Brock Purdy. Thank you so much because you had a lot of teams. I mean, a lot of teams would have gone with Bryce anyway. But CJ fell in our lap. We got him, got the quarterback we wanted, and we've been on this ride ever since. And it's, I mean, beautiful thing of CJ, DeMeco, Slowick, Nick Casario giving him the weapons he needs and Dalton Schultz and guys like that. But CJ's been pretty much that
Dude's a
main
football
engine.
player. He said it. I'm not a test taker. I'm a football player, and that's
Yep.
about as true as he can have got about himself. You know what I mean? Like, is my favorite quarterback in the league before CJ got here was Joe Burrow. Like, I
Yeah.
understood Pat Mahomes was better, but I still was a Joe Burrow guy because like he has an attitude about him. He got a swag, a cockiness, and a confidence in his ability. And I feel the same way about CJ. Like, if you would have told me, hey, if you had Bryce Young, would you trade him for Joe Burrow in a fucking heartbeat? Would I say trade CJ? I don't think I would.
No. I think it'd be dumb to trade him for Joe Burrow. Like at this point, like he's making the system work too well right now. At this point, you got to roll with it.
It
Yeah, I
it's
would
crazy,
assume Burrow would do that.
but it's
I don't know.
crazy
Burrow's
because
hurt.
in the beginning of the year, people were talking about him like with the lower level quarterbacks, and now everybody's talking with the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Joe
Mm-hmm.
Burrows, like the Jalen Hurts. Like his name is up there, especially what we've seen this past wild card weekend. We
Well,
we
that's what
had
I'm
this
saying. Like,
debate.
doesn't he jump people now? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like,
jump Tua, jump Dak.
I
It's
mean, but
like
even other people who didn't play, like Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watsons, like those guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yep.
hold on, like projection wise and looking at what they've done, I would say he's better than all those guys, except like you said, Pat, those guys, Josh Allen, Lamar, Hurts,
Like he's
Burrow.
definitely like flirting top 5,
Right,
definitely top
right.
10.
Oh, I think
Like,
he's easily top 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. He became the youngest starting quarterback ever to guide his team to a playoff win against the number one defense, which everybody said was going to demolish him.
Sweet.
What did they say? You ain't got a chance, and he's like, I bet. Like this dude just he's humble. Cool. All right. Cool. Give us something. He tied the record for most passing touchdowns, 3 by a rookie in a playoff game, and did so against the NFL's number one defense again.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded a 98.4 total QBR in his first playoff game, second highest by any quarterback in the playoffs since ESPN started tracking in 2006. Set the
Against the
record.
best defense.
Yeah. Set the record for the most attempts without an interception to start his career, 191. And then the last one, set the record for most passing yards in a game by a rookie ever, 470, and tied the most touchdowns by a rookie in a game ever, 5.
The dude is so damn good, bro. He could just, I
He
told you,
is.
he's like Steph Curry to me. Like, that's who he reminds me of.
If he had thrown one more touchdown in that game the other day, he would have broke the record for most touchdown passes in playoffs altogether, wasn't it? Or was it by a rookie?
It was by a rookie because he was going to break Russell Wilson's record also if the Texans defense didn't get 2 pick sixes. He was on pace to break pretty much shatter both of those records, but his defense was like, we got you, bro. Save that energy for Baltimore." And
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you have all eyes on him pretty much at this point. I mean, you went from a organization in shambles to hoping that CJ could be the guy at the beginning of the year to witnessing us early. We were like, "Oh, this guy's legit," saying that he was the face of the franchise. So humble, so caring, always puts his guys first. But in all actuality, we know like you're the face of the franchise. You are pretty much next year going to be one of the faces of the league.
Yes. It almost reminds me of a basketball story when, you know, like some NBA teams, they suck real bad and then they finally get that player. And then it feels like the team, like Joel Embiid when he went to Philly, it's like, oh shit, like you kind of made that team way better. That's how it feels to me. Like just him by himself, he flipped the switch. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times you look at good ass teams and you're like, I don't know why I think y'all are going to be good, and then you lose faith in them. But you look at Houston, like, oh, I know why you're good. You got CJ.
It
It's-
it's you get look at Mahomes with Kansas City having no
mhm.
quarterback. I mean, having no receivers. You were like, they'll figure it out. Josh Allen throwing all his interceptions. You're like, I'm pretty sure Buffalo might figure it out. You have a good quarterback. Joe Burrow, he was healthy. You were everybody was like, when he gets healthy, this Bengals team is going to be legit. There's
Yeah, I think they won 5 in a row.
Yep.
something about quarterback play when you watch it. The numbers are one thing, but when you watch how he plays, and like I said, we were spoiled to get to watch pretty much him all year.
Mm-hmm.
The way he played, the swagger he held whenever he was doing it, and just the love of it all. Like when he's like, "I'm doing this for my guys," because like you said it, we don't know who's gonna be here next year. So right
Yeah.
now, this brotherhood is what we got, what we're playing for. And now he goes, "I'm playing for that city over there." He goes, "They deserve it."
Now, one of my favorite things about CJ is he doesn't screw up the same way twice. Like he may do it somewhere down the line, but like he's like, nah, I made that mistake. I'm gonna go fix it, and then it stays on the front of his mind, and he doesn't make it. So I mean, that's being a football player. That's being an athlete. That's being a professional because he's being attentive to how he's hurting the team. He just stops.
That's the way he has to do it, and I'm glad that he does it.
I'm so happy we have a quarterback.
Yeah.
I wake up some days and I'm just like, This is what it feels like.
I got a
This is what
quarterback.
it feels like. Like we said, we were playing with house money. We were like, hey, we make the playoffs, it's cool. We ended up winning the division. Hey, if we win, that's cool. We ended up winning. That was
I knew like that's the funny thing is like watching how this team played pre like CJ had a shitty ass preseason. He did terrible, and he's
yes.
balling throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? And every week we just got better and better and better. And then oh shit, you could run the ball too, and we got better. That's why I was calling for Cleveland in the wild card because I knew we could beat them. I knew in my heart I was like, no, we're better than those motherfuckers. Like y'all beat Case Keenum, but CJ's 1,000 times better. And even Baltimore is like I'm a little apprehensive playing them, but let CJ do CJ and we'll see what happens.
It's a totally different team for sure. I mean, they're both totally different teams right now, but it feels like a more mature CJ. Like you said, he's learned from his mistakes that he made week one, two, three, all those beginnings. This
You know what it
CJ,
is? You know why I feel confident going into the Baltimore game? Like you remember like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay and like Pat Mahomes when he didn't really have a defense, or like Peyton Manning when he didn't have a defense. He was like, just throw us out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just throw it, we can win. Like there's a belief in that arm. If you can throw it, we can win. And CJ does the same for me. Like I never felt that way about Deshaun. Like you can get us out of this with your arm.
What
CJ,
was
I
it?
feel that way.
What was it the other day in the game? He just chunked that bitch all the way up in the air, and he threw
Yep.
it so high that Nico Collins didn't even know where it was, and it came down almost perfect. But Nico got tripped up because he lost it midair.
Oh, even the camera guy didn't know where that ball was. As soon as he
That's what
threw
I'm
that
saying.
bitch, it went
Like,
straight up. It looked like a punt, and I was like,
I know he
yup,
threw
nobody
it, and
knows
it
where
went
that's
like
at.
that. It didn't even arch like this. It went straight. And then Nico Collins, if he had just kept running straight down, it would have
Like
went
a
right
perfect
directly in his
example
hand.
of the throw that I'm talking about. Like that was a good ass throw though. When he threw Nico Collins the ball at the 5 against the Colts when they horse collared him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a throw that most people don't make because it's like fuck. I don't know if I got that much spin on a line for 35 yards, and then most people are too afraid to leave their fucking receiver out there to hang against the corner and the safety. And he's like, "Nah, watch this," and he chunked that hole. And I was like, it's wrong for everybody else to do it, but this is kind of what CJ does.
he- he's in that upper echelon now where it's like when Mahomes does stuff, you're like, that's Mahomes. When that Josh Allen does stuff, that's Josh Allen. When Joe Burrow does it, that's Joe Burrow. CJ has
It,
you look at what he does pregame, and it's kind of funny because watching him, everything he does pregame, he pretty much does in there. All the basketball moves, all the little things. That's what he does in the game. You'll see him every so often.
it's funny to me because like I know this is not true, but I told myself this the other day, and I was like, it might could be true. If you watch CJ throw a ball, like especially when it doesn't have too much arc on it, and he's like pinpoint passing it, it almost looks like the ball stops before it gets to the receiver. That bitch will be on a line, and right before it gets to the receiver, it's like, nope, and it'll just slow down for him. And I was like, how the fuck does he do that? It's like a baseball player throwing a curveball. It's 12-6. And I was like, this bitch just stopped the ball right before he got to the fucking receiver. I don't know. It was crazy to me. I know it probably was something I seen because I was high, but it looked like it.
Jeez.
It's just you said it in one of our other videos. The molding of what we're used to is changing with
Right.
him. And we like as basketball fans, we've saw this with Curry when he came into the league. And I love the comparison because it's like you want a face of an organization, that's the mold
Mm-hmm.
right there. No matter the sport. You want a face of a league, that is a guy you want. Because with like CJ, he's like a chameleon. He's always here, faith, everything with his family guy, everything you want in an outstanding citizen right here. But they're a little part of CJ out there that he'll throw up the H and have some swagger with him, and he'll look at him and be like, nah, you ain't gonna get me. And there's the athlete there, and you get a little bit of that. Like it's when Steph hits you with a shimmy after a 3-pointer type of thing.
It's
It's
like
beautiful. Actually.
it's like CJ's his like personal hardships developed a character. Like the dude legit has character. towards his
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't feel like he does anything for no reason. But that's why it's cool because it's like you compartmentalize your responsibilities. He's like, when it's time to be football, CJ, I'm a fucking killer, son. And when we're not doing it, it's like I'm fucking 21-year-old CJ. You know what I mean?
He's a little church boy.
It's beautiful. I mean,
I'd rather have a little church boy than whatever the fuck Deshaun Watson had going on. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
My
My
dad
dad
can
was
confidently
watching.
say, I feel like CJ is gonna be here for 15 years at least. You know what I mean?
I'm down. Me and my dad were watching the game, and he was looking at CJ the whole time. He was like, he looks like a dork, and I was like, that's fine. He can play football, and he's the reason that we won the game. And he's like, I know, but like, he just doesn't look like a football player. I was like, all right.
He gonna look weird one day when he cuts that shit off his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Before we stop, does he get offensive rookie of the year?
If he doesn't get offensive rookie of the year, then the league is retarded. Like
Yeah.
I can't. You can't. Other than Puka, like who can compete?
And I feel like, yeah, Puka is like Puka's deserving of it. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like what CJ did on a shittier team, being the head of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our Super Bowl odds were 20,000 plus 20,000. Like we were dead last. We were supposed to be. They had us ranked with the number 5th pick again this year, and what we're picking 24th. So thank you, Cleveland. 23,
Thank you,
24, something like this. It's just, oh man, it's gonna be fun. Y'all got any last words for CJ?
No, just keep doing your thing.
I just want to. I'm glad to be a fan of CJ's.
It's gonna be beautiful. The way CJ cried on draft is the way I want to cry on Saturday when he wins.
Oh, bruh. You bullshitting. I just might if he wins on Saturday. If he wins, I ain't gonna boohoo like a little bitch, but it's like, damn, like that just happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want a good game, but if he able to lead that team.
I remember
Especially-
last season, the Lovie Smith season when we went to training camp. We did a video, and I was sitting there like studying players who were going to camp, and in the back of my mind, all I could remember is like, I don't give a fuck. This team sucks, right? And from remembering how that felt almost 2 seasons ago to now, it's like that would kind of be like, tear. Thank you, CJ.
The way those Lions fans were crying for finally getting a playoff win, I'll probably do that just a bit.
If CJ wins tomorrow or Saturday, does he immediately become the greatest quarterback in Texas this year?
I think so, because that'll
I
be the
think so,
furthest we've
too.
ever made it in the playoffs. Yeah.
I think so too.
If we win that game, that's the furthest we've ever made it in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
I mean, he's already fucking matched how far we've been before.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's already.
I was gonna say, I think he already kind of does go down as the greatest, but I mean,
Yeah, people argue it. But
No, I can't give him the greatest because I need to see you have a season or two again where you don't suck. Not to say you are, but it's always like I need more of a sample size than 16.
Yeah.
unless he wins the game.
I mean, you just said it though. He took us further. You're the most accomplished quarterback we have, so you can't dispute that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying if he wins, like there you go, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like DeMeco said, dude's special. The whole team leans on him to carry them, and he carries that weight for everybody. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching, everything. Like, to see Cal McNair go up to him and be like, "Thank you," like, yeah, bro, like you're the face of this franchise, dog. Like, you can go anywhere in the city and you'll get love. Like, keep it up, CJ. We're rooting for you, man. Let's make it another week.
Yup. One more.
Y'all made it to this point, Texans fans. Like, subscribe, drop comments down below. What's your favorite CJ moment? Make sure you follow us on all our socials. We got you covered and a bunch of Texans content. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the fun stuff. Check out our merch shop. Check out our videos up above in the playlist. We are out of here. Stay warm. It is cold out here. Put a jacket on. We out.
Yep.
Later.
Or not.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.